So guys, how is your trading going, and are you making money or are you losing money on the charts, right? Especially to our gold traders out there, you guys need to let me know. I want to know, are you guys making money or are you losing money? If you're a gold trader, you know that gold can be very, very volatile, and if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to be losing money on the charts like on a daily basis, right? And that's the reason we are here. We're here to help you guys understand the chart, let you guys know what we're seeing on the chart, so it could help your trading in that particular week, right? You also can take advantage of that and get good trades and make money in this week, right? So don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like and share this video, and if you have questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. I want to hear your questions. Okay, I want to hear your questions. Now listen guys, this channel is not about lifestyles and everything. It's about helping actual traders out there, and that's why I focus more on posting content, and I'm not really interested in showing my face. All right, even though I know some people are asking, that's not so important right now. So like I said, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share. If you have questions, make sure to ask, and also don't forget to join our free Telegram. Now people are wondering why I haven't been posting signals on a daily basis, and I always say this guys, don't be too keen on taking signals. You know, we've all done that. Don't do that. Focus on learning how to trade, really understanding how trading works. That's more important. All right. And but besides that, I'm still waiting for the channel to grow, and somehow, right, if I don't really have so many people there, we're gonna appreciate what I'm doing. So it's just not my priority right now, but I still try to post one or two things there. But at the end of the day, the things that I post here, these analysis we post every weekend on Saturdays or Sundays, right, for the new week, they're very important. I mean, I literally tell you guys what I'm looking out for and the areas or the levels that I'm looking to either buy or sell. If you've been following the videos and been watching all our previous videos, you'll see that we're always on point with our analysis, right? And so just like last week, we were already in on some trades, and I told you guys certain things could happen, but we're going to get in on the charts. So make sure you watch this video to the end, and don't forget to ask questions if you have questions. So guys, I feel so pumped and excited, right? All right, so guys, let's get in on the chart and let's start with the top-down analysis. So before we do the top-down analysis, let me just say this. Now, last week, this is the 4-hour time frame. Let's get to the weekly. Last week, I told you guys how that gold was going to push up. If you look at this here, you see the drawing is still there. I told you guys how the gold was most likely going to push up to this point, 3368 level, and then we'll see rejections from there. Now, if you go to the daily, if you go to the daily, you see that price did actually push up into that zone, right? Price this Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, price did actually get close to that zone and it began to drop. So actually I got in on some sales, and before the week started, actually towards the close of previous week, I was in on some sales here. And if you guys remember, I told you that we are also in on some sales at around this level here at 3397. So we had a sell here running, still open. We closed one account, left the other running at break even, and we had another sell somewhere around this point, 3369 level, still opened, and we left it running until we got taken out at break even. And if you also remember, in one of our previous videos, we told you we got in on a buy at around this 0.3288 level thereabout, and we closed one account when price got up to this point, and we left the other running at break even. So let's see now, what do we expect in this new week? That's the question, right? What do we expect in this new week? So we're going to do the top down analysis now, but let me just delete all this. So looking at the charts, let's start from the monthly time frame, and let's hide this for now. Now, looking at the charts on the monthly time frame, we can clearly see, like we've always been saying, that gold is very bullish, right? And because gold is generally bullish, we have to always stick to looking for buying opportunities. But there are times where we start to see certain kind of consolidation, rejections, and opportunities for sales, and we take it, right? And so looking at the way price, we told you that when in the month of April, if you remember, as I keep saying this every time, I told you guys in the month of April towards the close that we're going to see price consolidating and moving sideways for some time, right? And I even said it's going to be for some time, right? 3, 4, 5, 6 months, or even more, right? And as you can see here, for the past 4 months, right? 4 months and almost 5 months, the close of this particular month that we're in, gold has been moving sideways, right? Just moving sideways, doing nothing, right? But in all of this move sideways, there have been opportunities to sell and buy, which we've been taking advantage of them, right? So looking at the way price has formed, at the close of July, I told you guys that price will most likely push back up into this area, which price pushed up to, and then we might see rejections. And as you can see, price pushed up there and we saw rejections at some point, right? And I was actually hoping for price to come down to as low as 3060 level or 3070 level, thereabout, right? To around this entire level. So I was hoping that if price rejects downwards, we'll see price at least come down to 3.2 something, right? And from there, maybe next month, we'll see price go back up again and then probably come lower. Because overall, I'm really looking forward to price coming down to as low as 3,100, 3,100 level. And once price gives us that opportunity, that's going to be an opportunity for us to get in on some more solid buys that we can now hold for a longer period of time. All right, so that's what I'm really hoping for. So I said it at the close of July that I'm really hoping for August to close very bearish, right? But looking at the way price has formed now, especially at the close of last week, just at the dying minute, the very last minute, right? On Friday, price just all of a sudden changed direction and just began to push upwards when we were already starting to think price wanted to actually drop. So what are we going to be doing here? Let's go to the weekly. Let's see what we have. Sorry about the noise in the background. Please bear with me. Now on the weekly, we can clearly see, like we've been saying, that gold is very bullish, right? So what do we do now? Like I said, I'm still hoping that the month might close quite bearish, right? But the week finally pushed up and changed direction and formed closed closed green, right? So we can say, okay, it's looking like gold is might not want to drop again, right? The month might not want to close bearish. It could still close bearish, don't get me wrong, but gold could actually push up and then really push up, right? So what do? Let's say we're going to wait for price to come down to the 50% level of this particular green wick candle. Let me bring this back up. Okay. So if you look at that, that's going to be somewhere around here. 3347 level, thereabout. Let me put that there so we'll see. That's it. Where did it go? All right. And let me put this other one right here. Just for it to be there. Good. So this is the 50% level. So it's possible that price could come down into that zone and we could start seeing rejections upwards from there. Right now, like I said, the month could still close bearish, and even if it doesn't close bearish, if it closes bullish, uh, gold could still choose to just drop, right? Gold could do anything. We are not the ones that decide what happens. We only use the information given to us on the charts to come up with different probabilities of what we think could happen. So like I said, price will most likely come into the zone and we could start looking for bullish rejections upwards. But we also need to take into consideration that if price pushes up, we could start seeing rejections from up here again, and then price could actually tank. But looking at the way price has formed, gold is looking like it wants to change direction. All right, so let's go down to the daily. Let's see what things are looking like there. Now on the daily, you can see. Now, like I said, I told you I was already in on some sales at this is where we took our buys from. Then we got in on sales somewhere around this point, right? So now, as we saw price going down like this, I was really hoping the price would most likely come low and break this low, even though I had the buys that was still holding there, right? And I felt price might actually do that until I saw this first bullish engulfing candle on the daily, right? The moment I saw that, I said, okay, gold is looking like it's trying to do something. And I saw an opportunity for a buy somewhere around here, but I didn't take it. even though the buys weren't looking so good the way I would have loved it, but I saw an opportunity there, but I didn't take it. And the reason I didn't take it was because I was really, really hoping the sales would hold. And so I waited to see how this particular day would close, even though I entered in, I think, on another sell here on that day, right? And I was really hoping it would close very bearish. It closed red, but you can see this massive rejection after the day closed, right? So that also now gave me the impression that gold would actually push higher. But sometimes gold could still drop, you get. So I was still hoping that it might still drop. So the moment price began to push down, you'd say, oh, okay, it's looking like it might. But all it was just doing was, if you go down, like I said, I saw an opportunity for a buy, right? It was just going there to test it, and then all of a sudden, what happened? Towards the end of the day, we just saw price pushing up, and took us out of break even, and gold closed very bullish, right? So that was just what happened. So what do we do now? Now it's simple. If you look here, you can see that there's a heads and shoulders pattern that's formed somewhere around here on the daily. And so whenever you see a heads and shoulders pattern, you know that I love that pattern. That pattern is so, it's like a buffet, right, guys? So here now we have a heads and shoulders pattern that's formed. So what do I think will happen? Like we said, we're waiting for price to come down into this 50% zone, and then we could look for buys from that zone. And that just happens to line up with the heads and shoulders pattern, right? So if price comes down into this zone and tests this level, this neckline, then we could actually look for rejections and then get in for more buying opportunities, right? Get in on more buys rather. So that's what I'm seeing there. Let me put this so you guys will do. I need to be fast. I don't want this to be too long. So we could look for something like this, right? Get in on buys like that. So guys, let's go to the 4 hour. Let's see if we see the same thing there. Let me remove this on the 4 hour. Now maybe I'll show you where I said I saw the buy. Yeah, good. Now this is how I saw the buy on the 4 hour that I didn't take. Right? You know, remember I told you I said I saw a buy there that I didn't take it because I was still hoping for the sales to drop. So if you look here, this was what I saw. This particular chart isn't giving me what I really wanted. Okay, but still the same thing. So this was what I saw, right? I saw that I knew that once price breaks this, it might come down, test this level, and then we start seeing rejections. So once I saw all those rejections happening, especially this particular 4 hour candle that closed very bullish, that was an indication that one should have gotten in for a buy somewhere around here, but I didn't take it. Now I'm sure some people took it. Now if you're among those who took this buys, congratulations to you. Congratulations, right? So I saw that, but I didn't take it. So that's gone. But like I said, gold might still drop again, and then we'll see another opportunity to get in for the buys. And as you can see here, just as we saw the heads and shoulders pattern on the daily, if you remember, this is the neckline that we backed out. We can see the heads and shoulders pattern also here. We can even see multiple heads and shoulders, right? So we can say this is the one shoulder, then this is the head, then this is the other shoulder, and here it's broken. And so we're waiting for a retest, like we said, and then boom, price goes up. So that's it. So I think it's quite good. I think I like how the week is looking, even though I really wanted it to go down really bearish, right? But we have to stick to what we're seeing, right? So let's go to the 1 hour. Now on the 1 hour, the same thing. Now the same way we mark that head and shoulder, we can see a much smaller heads and shoulders on in the heads and shoulders, right? It's on the right shoulder, so we can see something of that nature. So if price comes down, right, which I don't, if price comes down, it might not come down to this point. It might just come down like into the 4 hour level that we already marked, right? So but the point is, it still lines up with the 4 hour analysis that we just did on the daily. So we just need to wait for price to push back down, and we could get in for another buying opportunities there. But then, you know, you could also say you would wait for selling opportunities as well and capitalize on the move downwards, right? But I'd say you have to be very careful with that. You need to know what you're doing before you do that. So stick to the overall direction of the charts at the very moment, right? So we're going to stick to looking for buying opportunities right now, but if we see good selling opportunities, that doesn't mean we're not gonna take it. All right, guys. So I think that's that for the analysis. This is the 4 hours. So if you have any questions, don't forget to ask the questions. Let us know. We can help you if answer your questions, right? So guys, that's that. Let's go back to the daily. Let's see. So it's as simple as that, guys. So this is what we're going to be looking out for in this new week. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully it's going to go well. So like I always say, we don't decide what happens on the charts. We just only use the information given to us, and we come up with possible scenarios that could actually occur, right? And so this is what we see. I do hope you guys have a wonderful trading week. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with others so that they could learn from this. Peace out, guys. Bye.